God-level duplication system. Chapter 8. Lin Xuan defeated Lin Yun with a punch. Originally, this process took a long time. But now, the intense battle between Lin Xuan and Lin Yun had sped up the process. Lin Xuan could only feel that every aspect of his body was improving at a speed that he could perceive. Lin Xuan believed that it wouldn't be long before his strength rose again. At that time, he should be able to defeat Lin Yun. Lin Xuan thought to himself. After that, Lin Xuan looked at Lin Yun, his combat intent surging. After Lin Xuan rested for a while and recovered some of his strength, he shouted out loudly, "Let's do it again." Okay. The two of them charged at each other, and then they smashed their fists together. The sound of the collision could be heard without stop. The surrounding people looked at the arena, and all of them had stunned expressions on their faces as they fell into a state of shock. A few minutes passed unknowingly. Look! Suddenly, a cry of alarm could be heard. Everyone's expressions changed. Then, they looked in the direction of the voice. Instantly, they were even more shocked. They saw Lin Xuan and Lin Yun exchange a punch on the arena. This time, Lin Xuan only took 3 steps back, while Lin Yun took 10 steps back. Lin Xuan attacked again, and Lin Yun took even more steps back. At this moment, the situation on the arena had changed drastically. It was Lin Xuan, a body refinement level 7, who had the upper hand. Everyone couldn't believe it. However, this scene had happened right in front of their eyes, and they had to believe it. While everyone was still in shock, the situation on the battlefield became clearer and clearer. In the beginning, Lin Xuan only had the upper hand. But soon after, Lin Yun was forced back again and again. Even his resistance was weakening at an extremely fast speed. Lin Yun also had a shocked expression on his face. Lin Yun looked at Lin Xuan with shock and disbelief. Originally, Lin Yun thought that the battle with Lin Xuan would end in a draw, or perhaps he would have a high chance of winning. After all, Lin Yun was at the peak of the body refinement level 9, and his martial arts was 2 levels higher than Lin Xuan's. Even if Lin Xuan's talent was higher than Lin Yun's, it would not be easy for them to end up in a draw. However, Lin Yun didn't expect that. As the intense battle continued, Lin Xuan's strength would increase at a speed visible to the naked eye. Furthermore, Lin Xuan's strength was getting stronger and stronger. Lin Yun was still able to resist Lin Xuan in the previous battles. However, when they reached the late stage of the battle, Lin Xuan's punch caused the air to vibrate and produce explosive sounds. His power was several times stronger than before. The power that Lin Xuan sent out made Lin Yun's body tremble uncontrollably. Lin Yun knew that he could no longer resist Lin Xuan. Lin Yun could only dodge in all directions. However, Lin Yun did not expect Lin Xuan to not only be strong, but also increase his speed. It became extremely difficult for Lin Yun to dodge. After a while, Lin Yun had used up too much energy. His body was exhausted, and he could no longer resist Lin Xuan. Lin Xuan's fist landed on Lin Yun's chest. A loud explosive sound rang out. It was as if Lin Yun had been hit by a huge rock. He spat out a mouthful of blood, then he was sent flying down the arena. In an instant, the arena turned into a dead silence. Everyone was looking at this scene. They were like puppets that had fallen into a daze. Everyone's eyes were fixed on Lin Xuan, and they were filled with disbelief. It was only after a few breaths of time that some of them slowly came back to their senses. Suddenly, many of them sucked in a breath of cold air and their voices echoed in the air. Not only the square, but also the spectators from the other forces of Green Jade City, as well as the higher-ups of Lin family who were standing on the high platform, were shocked. The square exploded as if it had been set on fire. My God, did I have an illusion today? I can't believe I saw Lin Yun being defeated. Lin Yun, as the #1 genius of Lin family, was defeated? Lin Yun was defeated by the body refinement level 7 Lin Xuan. This isn't realistic at all. They didn't expect that even Lin Yun was defeated by Lin Xuan. It seems like Lin Xuan is the #1 genius of Lin family. Everyone was discussing amongst themselves. However, their eyes were still focused on Lin Xuan. Even though they had regained their senses, the shock in their eyes didn't diminish at all. Instead, the shock in their eyes deepened. Although they had already expected Lin Yun's defeat when Lin Yun was at a disadvantage. However, they didn't expect the war to end so quickly. By the time they came back to their senses, Lin Yun had already been knocked off the arena by Lin Xuan. Lin Yun was the number 1 genius of Lin family, and he was also the number 1 genius of Wu family, Chen family, and the 3 major powers of City Lord's Mansion. They were collectively called the 4 geniuses of Green Jade City. His strength was comparable to the weaker early Enlightenment stage. The stability of his position was far from what Lin Hai could compare with. But even so, Lin Yun was still defeated by Lin Xuan, who was only a body refinement level 7. How could they not be shocked by this? In the crowd, Lin Xian was also shocked that Lin Xuan would win. Immediately, she became very happy. Lin Xuan, this is great. Maybe we have a chance. Lin Xian was still murmuring excitedly. On the other side, Lin Hai was completely different. He looked at Lin Xuan, who was the center of attention on the arena, and was filled with disbelief. How is this possible? How can Lin Xuan be so strong? Even big brother Lin Yun was defeated by him. Lin Hai murmured in disbelief. It took him a while to regain his senses. His eyes were filled with fear. He moved slightly and quietly backwards. He wanted to take the opportunity to leave martial arts practice field. He had plotted against Lin Xuan many times before. Now, Lin Xuan's talent had been revealed, his strength had erupted, and he had become the number 1 genius of Lin family in one fell swoop. He was shocked, but at the same time, he was afraid that Lin Xuan would take revenge on him. At this moment, his only thought was to leave martial arts practice field and return to his home to cultivate. At least, he would never provoke Lin Xuan before he could compare with him. If he met Lin Xuan in the future, he would also hide. The matter of Lin Xuan defeating Lin Yun had attracted the attention of everyone present, which allowed Lin Hai to escape easily. On the high platform, the eyes of the upper echelons of Lin family were fixed on Lin Xuan, and they were all shocked by what they saw. Even though their horizons were far greater than those of the disciples below, they were still shocked by the result of Lin Xuan's performance. He had defeated Lin Yun, who was at the peak of body refinement level 9, with just a body refinement level 7 cultivation base. Even they had never seen such a scene in their lives. Lin Xuan was naturally very talented to be able to achieve such a result. They were also very shocked. The patriarch, Lin Qixing, didn't get angry when he saw that Lin Xuan had defeated his son, Lin Yun. Instead, he admired and rejoiced. The misunderstandings he had about Lin Xuan had also disappeared. The fact that Lin Xuan could defeat Lin Yun, who was 2 levels higher than him, indicated that his talent was much greater than Lin Yun's. As the number 1 genius of Lin family, Lin Yun's talent was one of the tops in Green Jade City. However, Lin Xuan's talent was greater than Lin Yun's. With Lin Xuan's powerful potential, if he grew up, he would bring great benefits to the Lin family in the future. He wasn't just Lin Yun's father, he was also the patriarch of Lin family. How could he hate such a genius who was beneficial to the growth of his family? On the contrary, he wanted to nurture Lin Yun. Lin Qiu, who was standing beside him, had a gloomy expression on his face. He let out a cold snort, but didn't say anything else.